Hallo und herzlich willkommen. Mein Name ist Emmy Hanna und ich darf euch ganz herzlich begrüßen. Es ist schon ein paar Tage her, aber dennoch ist es ja nicht zu spät. Ja, hier ging es jetzt natürlich darum, den scheidenden Präsidenten zu verabschieden. Da gucken wir jetzt auch noch mal kurz rein. Er und seine Frau, ja, ich möchte dazu gar nicht so viel sagen, was in den letzten 4 Jahren in Amerika los gewesen ist. Das haben wir ja so ein bisschen mitbekommen. Und Melanie Trump sehr entspannt, sehr glücklich. Und jetzt schauen wir noch mal, wie sie dann jetzt verabschiedet werden. Auch Kamala Harris mit ihrem Mann natürlich, auch die werden jetzt verabschiedet, die werden jetzt dann die Bühne verlassen und ich denke mal, von denen wird man dann auch in Zukunft nicht mehr viel zu sehen bekommen.
Aaron Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President-elect of the United States, the Honorable J.D. Vance. Ladies and gentlemen, the President-elect of the United States, the Honorable Donald John Trump.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, James David Vance, do solemnly swear
I, James David Vance, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
on which I am about to enter.
on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Vice President.
Hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States
the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
So, ja, das waren mal so ein paar Highlights und natürlich jagte ein Highlight das andere und da gucken wir jetzt auch gleich nochmal rein und ich will es auch nicht zu lange machen, aber ich zeige nochmal so ein paar Sachen und man sieht schon, das Ganze hier ist ganz, ganz anders als 2017. Es ist die richtige Entscheidung, es in einem Gebäude zu machen, denn hier ist die Sicherheit viel mehr gewährleistet. Da sehen wir auch Lincoln stehen. Ja, aber schauen wir mal, wie es dann weiterging. Es gab, wie gesagt, noch einige Highlights. Da schauen wir jetzt gerne mal rein. Weiter ging es dann in Washington, D.C., in diesem wunderschönen, riesigen Gebäude, dem Kapitol. Und da schauen wir jetzt auch mal, wie es bei der Veranstaltung weiterging. Man hatte ja mehrere Säle dort zur Verfügung. Die sind ja wirklich riesengroß. Und ein Highlight jagte jetzt das andere und jetzt musste man natürlich immer von einem Bereich über die Treppen zu dem anderen Bereich, während auf der einen Seite schon ein großes Bankett vorbereitet wurde, wurde auf der anderen Seite noch marschiert, aber schaut selbst, ich muss sagen, mir hat es gut gefallen.
The regular media isn't going to talk about it, but I've always been skeptical with C-SPAN too, and this is, I just want to just point something out that you had said, that when he was giving his second address to the people down below, and you were talking about the lady from Nebraska and about how her husband wouldn't shake the hand of then Vice President Harris. And I'm thinking to myself,
the president is about to sign some of the official documents in the president's room at the Capitol.
Was it great? We went to the helicopter. It was freezing. The sun is a little deceptive.
Yes, it is.
So what would you like us to do?
Sign your orders.
Official documents.
Okay, I assume they're going to be happy with these documents?
Yeah, they're sorry, we might not be here. It's a tradition.
Sir, the first is 22 cabinet and cabinet level appointments for your signature.
Okay.
The next one will be, excuse me, the next one will be 47 sub-cabinet level appointments, sir.
But you don't have to sign 47 times.
Thank you, sir. Now 31 acting designations and appointments to effectively take control of the government.
Let's do that.
That's important.
That's important, isn't it?
And we have 15 commission chairman and acting chairman appointments.
Send here.
Commission chairman and acting chairman.
He was #1 at Harvard also. You know that?
Good counsel.
They have something in common.
Thank you, sir. Lastly, we have a proclamation ordering that on all future inauguration days, including this inauguration day, that flags shall be flown at full mast.
Very important.
That was a beautiful place to have an inauguration tonight. The sound was so good. The temperature was 72 degrees, but the sound was so good. So maybe something to think about.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good acoustics. Yes.
All right. Now we,
That's
thank you. We go to lunch.
Great. Very
Nice
good.
to meet you. Thank you very much. There you go. Take that. All right. See you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Sir.
Mr. President, did you have a good meeting with former President Biden?
Very nice. Very nice. It's a beautiful custom.
Mr. President,
He goes back as long as helicopters. Before that, it was a stagecoach. But I thought it was beautiful. Thank you. Great job. Great job.
Thank you.
Chuck.
Mr. President, do you have any reaction to the pardons President Biden did at the last minute?
Well, I'm not going to discuss it now. I think it was unfortunate that he did that. We won't discuss it now. There's plenty of time to discuss it.
Thank you very much, guys.
Should we go to lunch?
Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay.
Head to lunch.
Ready for lunch? Okay. Thank you.
I have a feeling people are very hungry, so I'm going to get this started. Mr. President and Madam First Lady, Mr. Vice President and Madam Second Lady, my colleague Senator Fisher, distinguished guests including the Speaker, Leader Jeffries, and Senate Leaders Thune and Schumer, on behalf of the United States Congress, welcome to the 60th inaugural lunch. Big surprise, we are featuring Nebraska beef and Minnesota apples for dessert. We are here in Statuary Hall, where these luncheons have taken place since President Reagan's first inauguration in 1981, and where the House of Representatives once met over 150 years ago. That would be before you were born, Mr. Speaker. In 1864, after the new House wing of the Capitol was built, and in the midst of the Civil War, Congress dedicated this chamber to host statues chosen by every state. Walking into the hall, we all passed under the arch, holding the marble Car of History clock. The statue shows Cleo, the Greek muse of history, holding a book to record events as they happen. And as you can see, she's heard a lot of stuff. And as she rides her chariot forward into the future, she looks behind her to remember the past. She remains here as she has for hundreds of years, a reminder that history will remember the events of the present, and it is on us to write that history right now. Painting for this lunch this summer, and it's titled American Horizon. It's by Jane Wilson, who grew up on her family farm in Seymour, Iowa. Coming from the middle of our country, Senator Fisher and I both like the painting because the artist is from America's heartland, but the horizon could easily be Florida, Mr.
And about an hour and a half behind schedule, the congressional luncheon has concluded. One more event coming up at the Capitol, and that is a honor guard review. It's being called the first honors ceremony, and President Trump will review the troops. The troops are made up of Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, Space Force, and Coast Guard personnel. 183 service members are participating in the first honors ceremony. That will take place in Emancipation Hall in the Capitol Visitor Center below where they're standing now, and that will take place in about 15 minutes or so. After that, the President and Mrs. Trump, J.D. Vance and Mrs. Vance, motorcade to Capital One Arena, the basketball/hockey stadium here in downtown Washington, about a mile away, and they will participate in a rally with their supporters there and a partial parade. After that, off to the White House, and then the inaugural balls this evening of what's going on in Washington today without any commentary.
Officers, ready? Front! Ceremonial! At ease!
Mrs. Bravura.
And as the beat of the drums continues, established in 2013, that band has rapidly become one of Tennessee's premier high school music programs. This band has participated in numerous civic events that honor significant moments in our nation's history, like the 75th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor, Captain Jeff Cuss, United States Marine Corps Memorial Dedication, Chicago Thanksgiving Day Parade, and a Lincoln Memorial performance as well. The Stewart's Creek High School Marching Band, everybody! All right, ladies and gentlemen, now welcoming the Mississippi Valley State University Band. They're traveling all the way from Edabita, Mississippi. Look at this, gang. This is the Mean Green Marching Machine. They are proud to represent historically black colleges and universities at the 60th presidential inauguration.
you have that other one to sign? Do you have the other one to sign?
We don't have it over here yet, sir. We'll have it for you back in the oven. The first is the rescissions of 78 Biden-era EOs and presidential memoranda.
You want to call it up? You want to say it? You want to say it?
Oh, if you want me to, sir.
Why don't you say what I'm signing?
Sure. The first item that President Trump is signing is the rescission of 78 Biden-era executive actions, executive orders, presidential memoranda, and others. Thank you, sir. Thank you. The second item, President Trump, is a regulatory freeze, as you announced in your speech, preventing bureaucrats from issuing any more regulations until we have full control of this, the government and this administration. Thank you, sir.
Sir, can I have a pen?
The next item, sir, is a freeze on all federal hiring, excepting the military and a number of other excluded categories, again, until full control of the government is achieved and we understand the objectives of government going forward.
Could you imagine Biden doing this? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Sir, the next item, as you announced in your speech, is a requirement that federal workers return to full-time in-person work immediately. Thank you, sir. Next, we have a directive to every department and agency in the federal government to address the cost of living crisis that has cost Americans so dearly. Thank you, sir. The next item here is the withdrawal from the Paris Climate Treaty. Yes, sir. We're going to save over $1 trillion by withdrawing from that treaty. And the next item, sir, is a letter that will be transmitted to the United Nations explaining that we are withdrawing from the Paris Climate Treaty. Thank you, sir. This next item is a directive to the federal government ordering the restoration of freedom of speech and preventing government censorship of free speech going forward. And lastly, sir, before we go back to the Oval Office to sign a large number of other items, is a directive to the federal government ending the weaponization of government against the political adversaries of the previous administration, as we've seen. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.
Da hat er tatsächlich die Diskrete vor der Öffentlichkeit, vor den Menschen Amerikas unterschrieben. Wo gab's das? Ich habe ja versprochen, dieser Mann, egal ob beliebt oder nicht, hat Geschichte geschrieben. Hat Geschichte geschrieben. Und damit möchte ich mich verabschieden. Dank für eure Aufmerksamkeit. Sicherlich gab es noch eine große Sause und er wird Amerika groß machen. Und natürlich haben schon die Ersten gemeckert wegen der ersten Pressekonferenz, dass er mit Europa nichts zu tun haben will. Aber bitte bedenkt einmal, dieses Land ist eigentlich pleite. Er muss es erst wieder aufbauen. Kehre vor deiner eigenen Haustüre, bevor du über andere redest, bevor du überhaupt irgendwas machst. Und er hat ja nicht gesagt, dass er nie mehr mit Europa zu tun hat. Aber dieser Mann, Respekt, hat eine Menge vor, hat ein tolles Team um sich, eine tolle Familie. Und ich sage, auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, bis zum nächsten Mal, eure Emmy Hanna. Das war's, der 45. Präsident, gleich der 47. Präsident, Donald J. Trump.